heavens, that's where the Chittahuri are. And so, as we produce low vibrational energy, low vibrational emotion through all the stuff that goes on in this world, personal conflict, worry, stress, wars, all the rest of it, they are picking up this energy because it's within their frequency range and they're absorbing it. And it's giving them energy, it's giving them, therefore, power to recycle back against us. And we generate enormous amounts of energy as our emotions and our thoughts change. I spent 5 hours one weekend with a very, very interesting man called Mr. Emoto, a Japanese guy, well, his name would suggest that, wouldn't it, who has done some brilliant work showing what thought and other vibrational influences do to energy. And how he's done this is he gets containers of water and he'll either write different words, words of love and appreciation, words of hate. Sometimes he'll put one occasion he'll put a mobile phone tied to them. And what he then does is freeze them very, very quickly. And what he then sees is the crystal, the ice crystals, and how they formed from the water that was in the vibrational state of being in contact. You don't even have to say the words, just writing them on the side in words, that carries that vibration. And he's written and produced many, many books and talks all around the world on this. It's fascinating stuff. This is a crystal from words of love and appreciation. This is a crystal from "You make me sick, I will kill you." It's a completely different energy form. And on a vibrational level, that's the stuff these guys want. Not this. They can't absorb that. It's too high vibrationally for them. It's another one, love and appreciation. That is what happened to the crystal when the water had a mobile phone tied to it. Hello? Anybody want to make a call? And so all these horrendous things that go on in the world are producing an energy generation from people collectively that kind of reminds you of that theme in The Matrix, where the machines were getting their power from human energy in vats of babies, and the Morpheus character said they have turned human beings into one of these, a battery. And in many ways, that is what is going on. And how they've done this is to create this structure. You have these entities, these reptilian entities, and the reason I put the word Nephilim in there, because all around the world these entities are called different things, like the Chittahuri. But of course in the Bible, the hybrids from the interbreeding of the sons of God and the daughters of men were the Nephilim. Again, just another name for the same thing. So these entities are possessing these bloodlines in these different countries. These bloodlines end up in the positions of power, and in these different countries, like this global corporation with the headquarters, etc., that I was talking about, they control the politics, finance, media, military, religion, royalty, etc. in those countries, and control the people through that structure. Ultimately, that's where the control is, but it comes down through them. And what these do is they, because these at this level, I tell you, they fight among themselves like crazy. But then when it's getting in the way of the agenda, they get their heads banged together by people higher up. But these really do fight among each other like crazy, because they're obsessed with power and control. Something else that reptilian genetics brings about. Anyway, they play off the people in wars, which these people cause, and we divide and rule ourselves, kill each other, and provide the energy sustenance necessary for them to get more powerful. And of course, these people declare wars, these silly buggers fight them. And if we stopped, the house of cards would come down. The fact that we don't holds it together. We must take responsibility for what's going on. And so the schism people, as I call them, they're the ones that are put in power for a short amount of time to continue with this system and keep this round and round thing going, which is what? It's like the famous symbol of the serpent or the snake swallowing its own tail, round and we don't break out of the program. For this to happen, we need puppet people. And to keep people as puppets, we need to control all the things I talked about before, education, science, whatever. And we have to have constant instruction, direction, imposition to keep people on the treadmill, on the software program, so we don't lift our heads up and see what the hell's going on. To leave us in bewildered ignorance, a crazy world that thinks it's sane. Now I'm going to go through some of the ways they do this, these bloodlines, as we come down increasingly now into present day. Just getting across a few coordinates to people, which is what I've been doing now for the best part of 20 years, it was as I understood them, I just pass them on, can make people far more streetwise about the world and what they receive as information and what it's really meaning. So I'm going to go a few coordinates. Coordinates, how a few control the world. Pyramid power, in effect. What you do, you structure society, and my goodness how they have, collectively and in terms of businesses, schools, universities, banks, the lot, as pyramids. Compartmentalized pyramids. So the vast majority of people are down here in the pyramid. They go to work, go to college, and they make their individual contributions. They have no idea how all these contributions connect together to create anything but an innocent picture. Only they know that. And the idea has been, through secret societies, the highest levels of them, is to hoard knowledge and add to it as they go through the generations, only to the chosen few at the top of the pyramid. The bloodlines, effectively, if you get high enough, right up here. And to suck out of circulation that knowledge which they want to hoard. This was the real reason for the Inquisitions and the destruction of native peoples and the shaman of the various cultures around the world. As Credo Mutwa said to me, when the British came into South Africa, they milked the minds of the shaman and then killed them. This condemnation of the occult and the paranormal and all that stuff, it's all to suck out of circulation or make people shy away in fear from it so that they can use it up there and the people are in ignorance of it. The biggest thing about ignorance is to keep them in ignorance of who's actually in control of them. This is a guy from America, from the 1800s, Albert Pike, a Freemasonic god in America. And he wrote a book, The High Degree Freemasons, that told the story. Fictions are necessary to the people, and the truth becomes deadly to those who are not strong enough to contemplate it in all its brilliance. In fact, what can there be in common between the vile multitude and sublime wisdom? The truth must be kept secret, and the masses need a teaching proportioned to their imperfect reason. That's exactly what the game is. And in terms of positions of power, again, you've got the pyramid. This is where the presidents, prime ministers, and heads of the World Bank and heads of NATO are, and I'm being optimistic, actually. This is where the real power is, particularly there, and they put these people into power as conduits to take what they want to happen into legislation and changes in society among the mass of the people. Because there's not many of them in full awareness of what's going on, they have to use these structures. So when people say, George Bush is big brother, he's big Nancy, I don't know about a big brother. He's not big brother at all. He's just a pawn put in there to sign the legislation that through law becomes that which people are supposed to follow. And then he's followed by Mr. Change, Mr. Fake, and the whole thing just carries on, except he's a better salesman. It makes him more dangerous than Bush. Political parties, this is a symbolic picture of the Republicans and the Democrats, they're actually the Republicrats. They're a single party with two names. They're controlled by a single force. So it doesn't matter what president you get because the same force is in power. As some aware people in America say, it doesn't matter who you vote for, the government still gets in. So we appear to have had a change of presidency, and because of manipulation of image, a change of direction, and now people are seeing that there's no change of direction at all. Why? Because there was never meant to be. This is the way they created the pyramid within pyramid structure that controls all society, including global society.